Hey everybody, how's it going? We are here with a general and timeless reading. Before we get started, let's set the intention for this to be a space where everyone allows themselves to feel seen and validated, and ultimately for this to be a safe space and a healing space in alignment with everyone's highest good. I'm seeing you take action in a very creative and intuitive way. Like, there may be a process that you're maneuvering through where I'm seeing you really trust yourself as you move through this. I'm seeing you look very prepared to take action. I'm seeing you leaning really into how you're feeling about how you're doing this, kind of feeling your way through it. Getting things done, feeling your way through it. So moving through intuitively. It seems like this is working for you. We're starting off with the Justice card. Something you may be waiting for. There's a very particular reason why you are currently working on what you're working on. I'm seeing there be a particular motive behind this thing that you're currently doing. This may be your way of trying to restore balance as well. This thing may have taken a turn in a direction that maybe you didn't want it to go in, but I'm also seeing that it's not the end of the story yet. More things are still happening. It's like a moment where you can feel the energetic shift going in a direction and you're like trying as much as you can to sort of pull it back elsewhere. But yeah, I'm seeing like, do not give up now. This is definitely not the end. You may have felt things starting to veer off, but I'm getting that there's definitely more that's happening here. So this situation has not been concluded, okay? You could have been hoping like this time would be the right time, or like this time things would be right or fit right. Because I'm seeing you get off to things, get off on a foot where there's this hope that this can be taking up space and doing something energetically where a situation had failed to fulfill that in the past. So this is going into a situation being like, sound mind, sound heart. I'm doing this with the right motives and intentions, and this is somewhere where I want to be. But again, I'm seeing things kind of start like veering off, and you're like, no, let me try to wrangle this back in and pull it back. But this is not the conclusion yet. Things are still happening. But you may have started to kind of like lose hope or lose faith within this situation. But I'm seeing your guides be like, you may have thought it was the end of the story. It's not the end of the story. Not by a long shot. There's still a lot that's happening here, is what I'm seeing. But it may be stuff that's kind of below the surface a bit. It may be stuff that's harder to see. Or it's just happening very slowly. Yeah, I'm getting this energy of being kind of stuck in the mud emotionally, which you may kind of see this happening and be like, I'm going to pull back a little bit. I want to kind of reflect and connect within my own energy. And so whatever this process is that is taking like ages to kind of unfold, I'm seeing you sort of disengage. Not terminally, just for a moment, to kind of focus on you and where you are emotionally with everything. It seems like you're granted the opportunity to do that. It's like halftime right now, and you get to go home and do what you want to do before you have to come back. I know that's like not really what halftime is about, but it's basically like a break where you can go off and do whatever this is that you need to do emotionally for yourself. It's like lunchtime in the middle of this cycle. This is how I'm seeing it. Something about what's been going on between you and this person, or you and this thing or activity, this thing that you've been participating in with, something about it is like not really resonating with you is what I'm seeing, or you may just feel very medium about all of it, because you started off feeling so excited and then immediately it was like this disappointment that was felt. I'm seeing you be like just so patient and kind of waiting around throughout this cycle, trying to stay level emotionally. I'm getting a reference to Harry Potter here. You may be doing activities that you feel are like engaging and interesting, and maybe something that sort of takes your mind off of this. Okay, time for more details. Yeah, it's like you had something in your grips that you wanted here, and you felt like getting to start this off was a big win for you. But it's like, as soon as you cross the finish line, feeling like you've achieved something, I'm seeing things like drastically sort of go downhill. It's like such an anticlimactic energy. You taking this time out for yourself to be in your space, like some of you may take this situation and you're using it for creative purposes, like you're using it to motivate your creativity or your inspiration. I'm seeing the Queen of Cups like off in their own little world, so it's like you could be reading, you could be creating art, you could be listening to music, you could be like discovering like other worlds that you're falling into, you know. Like Queen of Cups is about the dreaminess of life and about sort of like sensually like feeling your way through things. It can be about like cleansing and clearing your energy, focusing more on your spirituality, your mental health, what you need internally, especially in the way that you feel through this process, and not exhausting yourself emotionally. There's a focus here on you resting. There's a focus here on you connecting with yourself. There's a focus on calm, like I'm not going to stress myself out right now. And so I'm seeing that lead you to a place where you're feeling more and more in touch with what it is that you want. So away from this situation, you have this time to sort of sit with and reflect on like what is really calling you and how do you move in that direction. And I am seeing this be definitely something that's being encouraged for you to move in the direction of. In you analyzing what you want and feeling like this is a personal achievement of yours because you're in a space where you're holding space for yourself and your desires, right? Because why have you incarnated? Why are you here right now? Desire is what is allowing you to stay tethered right now to the 3D earth plane, okay? So you're in a space now where you're like, let me reflect on that. Let me think about what I want, because I am driven in many ways by desire. And so what is it that I want? What is it that I wish for? What is it that I dream about? And it feels like you just doing that for yourself is something that was necessary for you and is now allowing you to sort of analyze in the background what you've been involved with and what's going on, and maybe how the situation you've been in pales in comparison to what you actually want to be living out. So this is like an update that you're doing within your life of, this may be a karmic contract that you've been in that you feel is becoming maybe obsolete in comparison to what you're actually looking for, the type of connection you actually want. I was seeing that you were really on board with committing to this thing and being involved in it and like super, super present, and it felt super right, but something happened that just really failed to meet your expectations in a big way. But I'm seeing that instead of immediately turning away from this, you may have sort of been allowing it to continue. Yeah, I'm seeing you. Okay. Some of you, this is a marriage. Some of you, this is a relationship. Some of you, this is a friendship. It's something going on between you and another person where there is a sense of duty, contract, commitment. Can be a soul contract, can also be a legal contract for some of you that is tied into this, okay? I'm seeing you went into this thing like wanting things to work out, because to start off with justice, this is like, I want to do the right thing within this situation and I want to play that out, and I'm coming through with the intention of like honoring my commitment and honoring my values. And so you definitely approach this with the right intention. However, I'm seeing this situation is unfolding in a way that has like time and time again failed to meet your expectations. And beyond just your expectations, it's also failed to meet your emotional needs. And so now that there's this little space here that may have felt insignificant, because it almost feels like you watch the whole movie and this Seven of Pentacles is actually what happens like in between the scenes. Those moments that nobody sees, those moments that nobody knows about, those moments where the action is not taking place. And it's this like liminal transition space where you find yourself emotionally, where there's something here that you're thinking about, that you're reflecting on, where you like disappear into your own world with the Queen of Cups and the Four of Swords, and you reflect on in getting back in touch with and connecting with yourself away from the stimulation of anything else, where you kind of feel like you come back to your own like organic original energy of what feels safe and comfortable and desirable to me. What do I want? What do I dream about? What do my dream connections look like? And because of you getting in a space where you've connected with that, you see the situation really, again, pales in comparison to what you're actually looking for. And it makes you feel like maybe now you've been sort of downgrading to play out this situation. And I'm seeing you take a look. What needed to happen though, because this is very, very important, you had to be in this space where it was just you and your thoughts and your feelings and connecting with self away from the influence or projections of anybody else, to really know self and know what you want and know what you're thinking about. And because you achieved that, getting to a space where you're like, I know what I dream about, I know what I want, I know what I think about, I know what I'm trying to experience. You having that very important moment, which is a personally very successful moment of you like understanding the point of all of this, it now allows you to come through and analyze a connection that you are a part of, something that you're doing with someone else that may now actually feel restrictive to you, because it's stopping you from experiencing something that you want to experience. So in analyzing this connection, Six of Swords is you getting to a place where there is now a moving on. There is now an allowance that you are giving to yourself, where you look at this thing that's been going on between you and this person. you feel kind of like whatever it was that was necessary to play out between you and this person has played out, and now you allow yourself to move on. This is a recognition that you've completed actually the soul contract with this person. For some of you, you're leaving a marriage. For some of you, you're leaving a relationship. For some of you, this has been like years and years that you've been like dabbling with this person. And now there's this final, I'm hearing stroke of genius. I'm seeing this be a final moment really where things feel like they've concluded within your karmic contract with this person, and now you're genuinely moving on.